So you've seen the popular TV series Crab Game, haven't you, Tony?
Yeah, I like eat a lot of crabs though. It's what I'm all about, really.
It's
Um,
Netflix tried to make a knockoff show, but I don't think it's as popular. They put it in fucking Korean. Who's gonna listen to Korean?
yeah,
I mean, Crab
famously no one
Game,
watches that.
yeah, it's in English, mate. It's in English. You love to see it. Just kidding, guys. This is Crab Game. So, we've talked about previously on this podcast channel. We've talked about a game called Muck, and I am someone who was randomly browsing Steam, and I said, Muck, that's weird. If you spell it backwards, it spells something else. No, I didn't really. I saw Muck, and I thought it just looked really interesting. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to lose anything for trying this game. It's free to play. So I tried, and I was like, holy shit, this Muck game is actually really good. It's really well made. And then I later found out that the person who made it is a really popular YouTuber. So I actually
Right.
I played Muck without knowing who Danny was at all. Just on the strength of the game alone, I thought it was really good. Um, but then
That you cheated though.
I got hit, but I thought it was going to come down slowly because there's another similar one where it comes down slowly. PogChan. Dum,
It's
dum, dum,
okay.
dum. This is just some friends playing in a custom lobby. But anyway, um, so I didn't know about the YouTuber Danny, but then I found his videos, and he's a really popular YouTuber. He has like 3 million subs,
All
and
right.
basically what he does is he makes YouTube videos of game development,
Oh,
and
okay.
then he goes, "Hey, I made this game, guys. You want to try it out?" He uploads it, and then his fans, try it and test it out. But with Muck just got like insanely popular. Like, because you could see that people like me were playing it that didn't know anything about the YouTube channel. I think that's when you can measure success, when you're a popular person, but someone is enjoying your product because they enjoy the product,
Yeah.
not because they
Just
know who you are.
yeah.
And that was super interesting. And I've seen like so many people know what Crab Game is now and don't know who Danny is, and I'm now familiar with Danny, and I think it's like it reminds me of playing Muck and being like, oh, who's Danny? Like it is interesting to see, like but yeah. So if you don't know Tony, there's quite a popular Netflix show recently called Squid Game. I don't know if
Really.
um do you know anything about Squid Game before I start talking about it?
No, I've never seen Squid
Have you
Games.
heard of it? You must. It's
I've
been.
heard of it.
Yeah. Do you understand the basic premise?
It's a death game show, I guess, like Fall Guys.
It's sort of like Fall Guys, yeah. I would say it's sort of like Battle Royale, like Hunger Games mixed with Fall Guys, sort of thing.
Yeah.
A very popular
It's
South
last one
Korean.
standing, right?
Um, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I've seen the entire show. I don't know if it. I guess it's intended to whittle you down, but it's not. They're not like at the beginning. There can only be one. All of you will die. And like they don't say that in the thing. So either that's secretly what it's about, or so many people just go naturally that it just sort of happens that way.
Yeah.
Um, but basically, Danny made Crab Game and came out. People were like, "Oh, I really like Squid Game. Let's try this thing." And then a lot of streamers picked it up, and then it just sort of blew up. There were people like big people like XQC, Ludwig, people like that were just like massive streamers started playing it, and then I think it was like one of the most played games for a while. Like I think people are still playing it because it still seems to be insanely popular. I think people are making YouTube videos about it. But you know what the best thing about this game is, Tony?
Is it free?
It's free, which is
Okay.
it. Muck is free, and I remember saying at the time I was like, you could charge money for Muck. It's really good. People would pay to buy this, and like I think you said Crab Game didn't take too long to make because I think a lot of the movement is actually just a lot of the code is taken from Muck as well, which is pretty
Right.
was been reposed. Because if you go into the options, my friend was like, "Why is there a build key? Why is there a key telling you how to build stuff?" And I'm like, "Oh, you can build stuff in Muck. It must just not have taken it out."
Yeah.
Um, One of my favorite things about this, I think the best game to compare Crab Game to is it's sort of like a free version of Fall Guys with like a Squid Game skin sort of thing is the best way to describe it.
Yeah. It's first person, I
One of
guess.
my
That's
favorite
that's a
one of my
difference.
favorite things though is it has peer-to-peer hosting. So every server is hosted by a single person. So anyone can host a server in this game, and you can host your own like private servers. This is hide and seek, by the way, but the hiders have to hide, and the seekers have knives. That's how
Okay.
it works. Um,
Hiding knifers.
yeah. So the really cool thing is you can make your own custom lobbies with as many people as you want, and you can set your own custom rules, what maps you want to play. This was something I was really disappointed with Fall Guys. Is I really like when they added custom lobbies because I really wanted to play just some random Fall Guys games with a couple of friends, but it was like they had these really strict restrictions on it where if you didn't have a certain amount of people, you weren't allowed to play this map. You didn't have a certain amount of people,
Right.
you could only play
Yeah,
this
they
map.
didn't make it scalable, like you can have
Yeah.
any number of players.
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But especially for like a friends only
Mm.
map. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I was like, well, it doesn't make sense. If I want to play with too few people, why can't I choose to do that? Like, if I want to play 1v1 full ball, why is there a restriction in place to stop me from doing that? That doesn't make any sense to me. Because surely it should be possible in the code. Like, there's no reason
I
it's
would
not.
assume so. Yeah.
But it doesn't, like, having more or less players in a game like full ball doesn't change it. Full ball's like Rocket League. Like, you just run at the ball and hit it into the opposing goal.
Yeah.
But it was super restrictive for some reason, and I don't know why, and it
It
really
seems to be like
ruined my enjoyment
philosophy
of
more
it.
than probably philosophy more than coding, I would say.
But yeah, the thing I love about Crab Game is the fact that um, you can just make your own lobby, make it private, friends only. You can invite your friends. You can play whatever game modes you want to play. One of this is the race game mode, as I say, the race ones are the most like traditional Fall Guy ones.
I
Because
like the look of this one.
because these were actually added later. Initially, it launched with like a few game modes, sort of like the glass jumping one from the show. There's a lot of like ones taking inspiration from the show. So there's like the glass jumping one. There's no cookie cutting one because obviously I don't think that would make sense in an online video game.
No, I can't think of a way to implement it in a weird way either.
There's no marbles, which is was popular in the show. Um, but yeah. There's lots of cool game modes. One game mode we really enjoyed playing was there's a game mode called Saucy Stage. It was basically bashing buttons. Basically, there were 5 colored buttons, and one of the buttons was had a bomb in it, and you just took it in turn to push the button. And
Okay.
we loved that game mode so much, we literally just put it on only that game mode and we played it for like 2 hours.
Okay.
And
It's just Russian roulette.
we started like a cult where each one of us would go up and be like, green is green, green is green. Or we'd have our own rhymes for each of the colours. We'd be like, yellow is mellow, yellow is mellow, blue is true, red is dead. And we started because another thing you can do is when you host your own servers, you can make it public. So we actually we made a couple of like random friends and we just invited them to our public lobby. We
It's just making the mayhem more.
yeah we got
more
some
mayhem,
like
more mayhem.
we got some random people in our lobby. We met a guy called Ronnie, and then we are like, this guy's 12. We're not allowed to talk to him. Let's we gave Ronnie some life advice and then we left him. We didn't add him as a friend because I didn't want to be on a list for having a 12-year-old friend.
Yeah.
But he was a good kid, and he liked playing crab games, so, you love to see it.
No, it looks like a good, free, fun game.
I think I've literally like, I've convinced everyone to at least try this with me. I think for a long time I was like, play crab game, and people were like, what is this? And I was like, but now as slowly as I've got other people to try it, they've been like, they play it for like a couple minutes and then like, oh shit, this is really fun. This is really addictive. One
Yeah.
more. We started getting Civ syndrome where it's like 1 in the morning. We're
One
like,
more
what?
game.
One more round. One more round.
Oh, you won.
PogChamp. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you what a public lobby's like with lots of people. Oh, that's another game mode from the show where you need a lot of people to start it. I think that's the only. There is a way to force yourself to play Lights Out. But you have to set Lights Out as the only game mode in a custom lobby, and then you can force it to play. Otherwise, it won't start. Because Lights Out is basically a game mode that will only start if you need to cull people for games. So
Right.
Lights Out is taken directly from the show. There's a scene in the show where, actually, I should ask you. Do you want me to tell you about stuff that happens in the show?
I don't mind.
Okay. There's a scene in the show where basically they starve people so they get really annoyed, and then they I don't know if they give them weapons, but basically they turn the lights out and they all start like fighting and killing each other, sort of thing.
Okay.
So there's a game mode in Crab Game called Lights Out where you're in the dormitory. If you've seen Squid Game, you'll be like, I notice a lot like the character models, the dormitory, like a lot of the stuff. Like I've seen this before. Like a lot of it's like kind of ripped from this TV show, but it's pretty funny. Also, if you want to have a laugh, watch the trailer for Crab Game on Steam. He literally says in the video, I'm going to try and make the worst trailer possible and then upload it and see if they accept it. If you want to see one of the worst trailers that was accepted onto Steam, watch the Crab Game trailer. But yeah, Lights Out is taken from the show. That's really cool. But basically, you go to the dormitory, everyone gets a weapon. The lights go out and everyone gets a weapon, and it's fucking chaos. Yeah, so there was bugs at the beginning, so you could fall through the map pretty easily. That's one thing I wanted to say. You remember when I played Mark, I said he updated it and he added like new bosses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's kept updating Crab Game. So there was one issue where he was using like an old version of Steam's peer-to-peer connection where it was leaking people's IP addresses, and some streamers were getting DDoS when they hosted servers. But he's fixed that now by moving to like the newer version of Steam peer-to-peer that hides your IP address, so it's safe now. And then he also added like a bunch new maps and game modes that are really cool. So that's cool to see.
So, yeah. It's good that people still update games. That's always nice.
But it's cool to see he's like, I'm a YouTuber, I'm going to make a meme game. But he's like a legit developer. Like, he actually makes really cool games.
Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, especially like if he's like showing like development stuff, that's kind of cool as well.
Yeah, he has like a specific channel where he just shows like tutorials on how to do the stuff he does in Unity.
Right.
And he also has another game on Steam called Carlson. I think it's actually I think it's like the 10th most wishlisted game on Steam, Carlson, because every video he goes, hey, I have a game called Carlson on Steam. It's currently the 10th most wishlisted game on Steam. And it's become a meme at this point to wishlist Carlson on Steam. Oh, that was another one I forgot about that was very popular in the show. Red Light, Green Light.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
That's in episode 1. Red Light, Green Light. That's like... There's like a girl... it's like a little girl who's singing it's like a Korean game. She like turns around, and then you're only allowed to move when she's not looking, and then when she turns back around, if you're moving, then you get shot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's how it works in the show as well. So it's pretty brutal. But yeah, pretty cool. And we'll talk about another great multiplayer experience. Halo Infinite. I've been playing quite a little bit of Halo Infinite right now.
CS:GO.
So it feels crazy to me that Halo multiplayers come out before Halo and it's free to play. Like it's crazy. It's sort of surreal to be playing a Halo game free to play. Like, and some of his friends, hey, you want to play Halo? It's free to play. Like, it seems insane. Like, I feel like the last big bastion of the free to play was like when Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone went free to play. That was like a big one. Was Call of Duty going? You love to see the
Chicken?
chicken physics. There's chickens and rats
It's
on this
oh.
level.
Oh, okay. You killed them both?
I like there's like a graphic slider specifically for the amount of detail on the critters on the map.
Right.
I think this is literally gameplay from like my first game, so you can tell I'm very bad and I haven't got my key bindings.
Oh, here's some video of the menu. That's always good to see.
Yeah, so that's one thing I should mention. Halo Infinite is really fucking cool because the second you launch the game, it takes you straight to the accessibility menu and asks you like,
Yeah.
"Hey, do you want these accessibility options on?" Which I really appreciate. I think that stuff's really cool.
That is very good.
But yeah, it's interesting. If you go to the Halo Infinite page, it's the Halo Infinite multiplayer page, which is free to play. But then there's also the pre-purchase for the campaign.
Right.
Wait, so is the campaign technically DLC? I guess, yeah. So I guess Halo Infinite multiplayer is the game, free to play, and then the Halo Infinite campaign is DLC on Steam. It's sorry, it's just interesting how this stuff works.
I would assume that a lot of the assets would be in both, right?
Yeah, but it's just like how they have to technically make it work on Steam, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how a lot of things do it, though.
I
You
gotta
make a free
say,
version, then you add stuff to it.
so I've played the entirety of the Master Chief Collection, so I've played every Halo game on PC. I've got to say, I think Halo Infinite's core gameplay is the slickest, most fun-feeling Halo game I've played by far.
Can I just say, like, this is out? It's saying like, what, is it in beta still, or is it like out now? Like, how is it working?
So this is the season 1 of like the Halo Infinite multiplayer is like the early access season sort of thing.
Yeah. So out of the maps that I've seen, like, I think this is the worst map, and yet like it still looks like really good. Like in terms of like gameplay, like I love this, like a physical flag.
The really cool thing, the really cool thing about the flag as well is you can carry it, and if you sprint, you get revealed. But if you walk with it, you're not revealed on the map. So there's like tactical ways to carry the flag, and you can't shoot if you're carrying the flag, but you can like melee people. So you have to like try and defend the flag carrier, but if you need to, you can like throw it on the floor and then shoot someone and then pick it up again. There's another game mode where that's like much more feasible called Oddball, where you have to hold like it's like holding a skull, and you have to hold it for a certain amount of time. It's one of my least favorite game modes. I'm not a big fan of Oddball, but
yeah, I think actually flag makes more sense.
You can throw it and use that. I think there's one thing I should mention. So the actual gameplay is it's Halo, but it's on like it's really solid and smooth. You have the noob combo, you know.
You can like climb up, can't you? That's new, right?
Yeah. So it's
like
Halo,
ledge grabbing,
but you have ledge grabbing, you have sliding, you have
landing as well, right? Yeah.
You have grappling hooks that you can get. It just there's dash. It feels really good to move in Halo, and in a way, Halo Infinite reminds me more of a modern movement shooter than it does an old Halo game. Like, I feel like Halo Infinite reminds me more of like Apex than it does like Halo 3, for example, which is pretty interesting to say.
I guess you have to move with the times, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm glad it works. Like I feel like a lot of times like you just like, oh, the popular games have this, we have to add it. But like I guess if it works, it works.
It works really well. My issues with Halo Infinite don't come in the gameplay. They come like outside the gameplay. So I would say the menus could be massively improved. They're not great to like get around. Me and my friends weren't sure if we were in a party together most of the time.
Oh, okay. So they're not displaying like
not clear,
what the hell's going on. Okay.
Also, there's 3 game modes you can queue up for, and that's all the choice you have in the game. So what I'm playing right now is quick play, and quick play is 4v4, and then there's like 4 or 5 different quick game modes inside quick play, and then there's a bunch of maps inside quick play. But hitting quick play queues you up for every game mode and every map. So you have zero choice over like the Master Chief Collection was really good for this because when it feels like we're sort of going like forwards in terms of like core gameplay loop, getting rid of the clunkiness of Master Chief Collection's multiplayer, and then going back in terms of like multiplayer browser features in Infinite, where in MCC I could queue up for a specific map, game mode, and even a specific Halo game, whereas here it's like press a button, luck of the draw, and it's like, oh, that doesn't feel great. When
is that because it's early developed, or
I guess I guess it has to be like. Because there's quick play, and then there's big team battle, which is 12v12.
Maybe they just want everyone to play everything, maybe that's what they're trying to do.
One cool thing that I think is really cool about Infinite is there's big team battle, which is 12v12. You can queue up with 12 people. So if you want to play with 11 of your friends, you can queue up with all of them, which is really freaking cool. Like, it doesn't limit you in that way where you're like, I've got like a bigger group of friends usually now. I went from like usually having like a core 4 to sometimes we have like 8 people, and I'm like, hey, let's all play this game. Like, we can now, so that's really cool. So big team battle is more like that has game modes where you're like you have a base and you need to capture seeds and then take them back to the base and then capture them, sort of thing. I think generally the most fun I've had in the game modes is Slayer, and Slayer is just basically deathmatch, I would say.
Right.
I'd say the seed capture one is probably one of my other favorites. I'm not a huge fan of Oddball. I'm not a crazy fan of Capture the Flag, but I would rather play it than some of the game modes. And then the last game mode that you can play is Arena, which is basically 4v4 ranked.
Okay, right.
And there's some sort of like elo system. I think from what I saw people saying about the ranked tiers, usually I think Obsidian's the top rank, and I think a lot of people are being ranked very highly. I think it's one of those games where people are complaining there's not a lot of low ranked people, where it's sort of putting everyone at the top ranks to make them feel better, but then that doesn't make a very good ranked system because then you don't actually match people based on their skill.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to just like follow like the Gaussian distribution, then just like distribute everyone out evenly?
Yeah, so I don't.
A bit weird.
I don't know, like how true that is. That's just like.
I was gonna ask them like, there's like new weapons that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Not that much into Halo. Like I've never played Halo, but like there's weapons here like I've never seen before.
A lot of the weapons I've never seen before. Obviously, the star weapons, the assault rifle, the pistol.
I've seen that. That's classic.
The assault rifle, the pistol, the battle rifle, the the other battle rifle. These are classic Halo weapons. The sniper, classic Halo weapon.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of...
How do the new weapons feel then?
I really like a lot of them. Like,
they look really cool. So I was hoping they also were good to use as well.
The Sentinel beam's a returning weapon. There's these enemies called Sentinels in Halo, which are basically like little floating robots. Have you ever seen Forge mode? You play as the little floating robots.
Oh, okay.
Basically, they shoot like these beams, laser beams, to fight off the Flood, which is like the zombie aliens in the game. So that's a returning weapon. But there is like a bunch of weapons I've never seen before, and new vehicles. Like the Gun Goose is an amazing new addition to Halo, I would say, where when you play on Big Team Battle with the vehicles, basically the Mongoose is like a quad bike. And then the Gun Goose is the quad bike Mongoose, but with a gun on it, like a rocket launcher.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So that's pretty cool to play.
So, the next game, have we got footage of another map?
I think I've got a Big Team Battle here, so I think I did both. So I think I usually prefer
this next map. I think
then
is very good from what I could see.
Yeah, I think the Big Team Battle is usually where I've had more fun playing, and specific maps on Big Team Battle I've really enjoyed.
Looked just very fun and very hectic, like things. Like it looks like many things you could do.
Oh, that was another complaint about like specifically not the gameplay, but the actual like game itself. It takes forever to get into a game.
Oh,
When you
interesting.
finish playing a game, it doesn't automatically queue you for another one or keep the server going, which I think it easily could.
Oh, is that what's happening? Oh, okay.
And also, sometimes when you queue up with a squad, your squad mates will be put into another squad randomly, which is like the weird. Has to be a bug because
Yeah.
I'm queuing up with people and then they're being put in like a squad with other people, and I'm like, why didn't you put us in the same squad? We queued up as a full squad. Like that's a really fucking weird bug. There's
Yeah, I
a
see that's a bug.
mm. But there's just like small things like that that need to be ironed out, I would say, to give it like the full experience. But it's like
Yeah.
I would definitely say like at the moment Halo Infinite feels like the most polished multiplayer game I've played so far.
Okay,
Um,
interesting.
well, I mean, you got to think about the other multiplayer games that have come out, like fucking Battlefield. Like,
That is fair, actually. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. 'Cause I feel like I feel like this could hold its own, other than the like joining of multiplayer stuff.
mm,
Like I feel like from the gameplay I've seen, like it kind of could hold it own even if they came out to be good.
yeah,
Like
for
this looks
sure.
fantastic. I didn't realize like I
Energy
was kind
Sword,
of missing this. I've missed that. That's good.
Energy Sword, another classic. Rocket launchers in as well, another classic. Gravity Hammer, another classic. Um, but there is like a million weapons they've added that I don't know what half of them do. So it's like this is the classic. You get on the mongoose and you just drive around beeping your horn to let the people know. Let the
I
people
got no
know.
wheels.
I don't. Where I'm going, I don't need wheels.
That stuff just looks absolutely great.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love the dumb
so
stuff.
much
Like,
energy.
what was it? What was I was doing? Oh, I was getting someone to drive me around in a warthog, and I was in the passenger seat with a grav hammer, just
Oh
driving
yeah,
up to
I
people
saw
and
that.
swinging at them with a grav
I
hammer. I'm like,
wasn't. Yeah, I didn't think that would work, but like, you could still melee people
there's so much
technically.
stuff where I'm like, I'm gonna get in this vehicle and do some dumb shit. I wonder if this works. Oh, it does work. Okay.
Yeah, I think the vehicle. I feel like Halo has kind of always done this, where like
Hmm.
vehicles have like a more integral to the gameplay. Like I feel like because you don't like some of the vehicles like playing against vehicles in like Battlefield, right?
Oh, like in Battlefield 1, tanks were the most oppressive thing in
Yeah.
the
Whereas
game.
this,
Like,
like, you still could like aim at a person in a vehicle normally,
hmm.
right? And like,
And
does that kind
it
of help balance it?
is as easy as that. I would say, like,
Really
ground
zero.
troops, you generally have all the tools you need to take out a vehicle.
Yeah.
So you're never, like, at a massive disadvantage when it comes up to a vehicle, which I think is good. I think it is well balanced, and you don't just have one guy get in a flying
It.
vehicle and take over the lobby, usually.
I've not. Yeah. I've not seen. Yeah. I've not seen like. I've seen like many like not just Battlefield 1, but I've seen like in many Battlefields that one guy like just like owns the entire map. He's like very good
Yeah,
in
I
the
think it's
vehicle he's
worse
in.
in stuff like Battlefield 3, 4.
Yeah.
Um,
But like I've never seen that in Halo, and I feel like it's one thing like maybe we can like learn from Halo.
5 was kind of bad, but then they added, like, a better rocket launcher.
Right.
Um, what was it called? Like the Fliegerfast or something, and it just shot like a million rockets into the sky, and it was too good at shooting down planes, so they had to
Yeah.
like
It's
nerf
not.
it.
Well, this looks like it's really kind of the gate where like vehicles make sense, but like it's like you still can counter them, and the vehicles can
There's
still
so many
counter the
ways to counter
troops.
vehicles. You can hijack vehicles, you can EMP vehicles,
Oh,
you can
nice.
snipe people out of vehicles, you can
Yeah,
blow up vehicles, you can ram
yeah.
into vehicles. Like
But then the
there's
vehicles have like
they
they
have
can
their
run
own
people over, I
health.
guess.
Yeah, they have
Yeah, they have their own health. They
roadkills.
have normally have like other weapons on them, so like and they can move around
Hmm.
quicker. So like yeah, it's like trade offs, and that's what it should be really. Like you shouldn't
Hmm.
just be more powerful or be useless. It should like just be different.
I mean, it's a different like design philosophy. Like,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
feel like Battlefield's designed to be a more realistic game, whereas Halo is more
It just
like
still be fun though.
rooty tooty point and shooty. That's the number one thing I say when people like realistic games like Rising Storm or whatever. Like, if you like that stuff, cool. But I'd
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
have a game that's like just fun than realistic. And I think that
yeah.
sometimes that's what some game designers forget, that you can make something that's super realistic, but is it fun?
You just need to make it like you just need to like it's like you can still have something believable even if it's
Mm.
not realistic. It just needs to like trick your brain enough to like oh that's fine. Because let's be honest, like how realistic is like something like I know Battlefield isn't like the most realistic game.
Yeah.
But, like I feel like there's gonna be some sort of trade off in every game. So it's like it's kind of just like what do you do?
Mm.
Obviously, Halo has the good excuse. It's just like futuristic sci-fi super soldiers. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
fine. They got shields. They got armor. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. It's fun. You can have more fun with the alien weapons as well, which is always
A lot
good.
of times in Halo, like just hitting someone deals like a lot of damage, so it's actually just
Yeah,
worth just smacking someone. Like I love that. Okay, it's like I think it confused a lot of my friends who'd never played like a Halo game before. They were complaining like, oh, I never know how much health my opponent has, and I'm like, well, actually in Halo, it's sort of more important to know when their shield is up and down.
yeah,
And I was like, do you know the noob combo? And they were like, what's the noob combo? And I'm like, oh, so in Halo, the thing you need to understand is your opponent is immune to headshots when their shields are up. So what you want to do is you want to use a fast firing weapon with lots of ammo. So the base weapons are a good way to show people how it works. So you'll take the assault rifle and you'll just dump all of your ammo into the enemies until you see the animation of their shields breaking. And then as soon
yeah.
as you see their shields breaking, you'll switch to a headshot weapon, like a battle rifle or a pistol, and then shoot them in the head because they're then vulnerable to headshot damage and
See,
they'll die very
it's
quickly.
that seems way more interesting to me than just like normal health bars
Mm.
on an enemy. Like that's like immediately like more in depth than just like one on one already. So that sounds amazing.
Yeah, but that's always been like what's made
It's Halo
Halo
staple.
more interesting. Because
Yeah,
again, when they've got their shields down, they're way more susceptible to getting meleeed or like meleeing someone in the back is like an immediate kill. So like sneaking
right.
behind people is like is another interesting tactic in Halo as well. It reminds me of a game like TF2 where it's not like realistic, but it's like it's super fun because there's so much
Yeah,
strategy
yeah.
to the way you can play the game,
But
which
like
is
this is
which
like
is why I love Halo.
Halo to me like kind of pretends to be like future realistic. So, like I think it gets away with like these like crazy stuff and also be like, oh, yeah, the future. You can tell you this in the
Mm.
future. Like I think it's like a good balance.
So the things I would like, so I really love core game. The things I would love to see, give me the options to choose what game mode I'm playing for at
Yeah,
least. Um,
that seems like stay in the same squad.
yeah. Give me the people were complaining about the like battle pass was really bad at launch, where
Right.
basically you got no points for queuing up for a game. It was
Oh
only
yeah,
you only got XP if you did a specific objective rather than playing the
yeah.
game. And I was like, I
You
don't
got
care about that. I just want to play the game. Like
yeah.
old Halo was like you just queued up for games and played them, sort of thing, and
Isn't
got
most
XP
games like
from
that,
that.
right? You get XP from just
But it's like I feel like
playing.
Microsoft dipping their toe in the battle pass for the first time, and they're not really getting it right, out the gate.
Yeah,
So yeah, I would like to see more maps because there is quite a few similar maps. So I'd like to see a bit more variation. Maybe we'll get more maps when Infinite releases. I think it's December 10th it's releasing or sometime around then. So maybe they're trying to save some of the maps because they're going to be featured in the campaign of Halo.
yeah, maybe.
Mm. But
Yeah, so
yeah,
wait, so sorry, how many maps were there? Sorry, like at the moment?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
How it's like I've only seen like three or four, or maybe just three.
But some of them are
Uh,
like, so there's Aquarius, Bazaar, Behemoth? I haven't seen that one. Deadlock, Fragmentation, High Power, Launch Site, Live Fire, Recharge, Streets. There's about 10, I think that is.
okay.
At the moment, I would say like Fragmentation and High Power are quite similar looking, but sort of different gameplay. Some are like similar looking, but then they're like quite different in the way the map's laid out. But
Right.
yeah, I think it's gonna need, more maps than that if they want to keep,
Yeah, I
um,
would agree with that.
the same
And I
loop.
personally want more maps for the what's it called, like the team battles.
Big team battle.
Yeah, I personally really like the look of those.
Mm, yeah. I think the game has potential to be really fun, and again, free to play.
I was
I've been playing Halo with so many different people. I don't think would
yeah.
ever just pick up a Halo game. So
That's what they get
really
you with
cool to
free to
see.
play.
It's free, guys. It's free.
I was so concerned that this might come out and be shit, but I'm actually really glad that it's like way better than I think my highest
Halo Infinite,
expectations.
Halo Infinite and Crab Game, saving the multiplayer game scene
Yeah, is
of
that that's so weird?
2021. All right, guys. You know what
It's
else is
insane.
free? Ending this video. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.